Hello and welcome to another video from Cbits Tech. I was hoping to get this one all shot in one long video so I wouldn't have to do any editing, but I think I'm actually going to unwrap some of these. I was the only bidder on this from eBay. I bid £4.30 and including postage and everything else it came to £7.30 for 4 Type 1 cassettes. Now, as I've been saying recently, I don't think we should be paying any more than £2 for a new old stock Type 1 cassette. The sellers on eBay are putting them up for a lot of money and they're not really selling for that, not unless you get some sort of oil sheik who doesn't really care about the value of money. But these ones did cost me £7.30, but there's a couple of special ones in this. So let's get these ones out. I wonder if I can do it in one take, because that'll mean no editing. Maybe I've got to put the it won't be no editing. I've got to put the people from Patreon are in the coffee club. I've got to put their names on now. So it's now I'm going to have to edit because I can't remember their names. So right, so these two at the bottom are new old stock, but they also came with 2 of these. Oh, what's this? I've won a TDK World Athletics 1995 baseball cap. Right, so that's handy. So it dates these cassettes. So it's around about 1995 when these were produced. So all I've got to do is do those things on there, and then I'll get a 1995 baseball cap, which would be quite good really, because it's 30 years on now. So it'll already be vintage and worth about £1 million on eBay. So what was the listing on this? Let me pause the video. Interesting. A lie by the eBay seller. 4 tapes, new, listed as new. Okay, but these ones obviously not new, because new has to be wrapped in its original condition and wrapped in its original packaging. So, oh God, it's like the Wild West on eBay nowadays. Have these been used? Let's have a look. Looks to me pretty okay. Glasses up on top of my head. If you're of a certain age, you know about that. You know what? I don't think, maybe these have been used. I think maybe they've been used. There, you can see that a bit better. See that little crease on the bottom edge? Just at this bottom edge of the tape. It's a tiny little crease. I think they might call them tram lines. And that's usually, if your pinch roller is a bit old, it rides up or down in the transport a little bit and gets a little bit creased. So I have actually, oh blimey, I'll have to edit that bit out. Right, so let's have a look. I've got this cassette recorder thing with a speaker on, so let's see if we can hear anything on this cassette. Volume. No, it sounds to me that these have not been used, or they've been recorded over and recorded quite well over them. Yeah, but that looks all right. So I think that's a pretty decent cassette. So let's just wind that back on. Okay, and the J card looks unused as well. Interesting though. Okay, we know what year it was. Okay, let's have a look at this one too. Same deal, no sticker on that one though. I think these would be alright to record on as if they were new. Yeah, that looks new as well. I tell you what though, while I've got this, back when I did my TDK FE unboxing, at the end of the cassette, so at the beginning of side B or side 2, this is what I use as a winder basically. Cassette winder. So I've got to wind that all the way on. There was some damage to the cassette, some creases on the cassette because of the way the cassette, the tape is packed on the spools and held in place on the spools. So I'm going to go to the end of the side A and look at the beginning of side B and see if that also has some damage. While we are, where'd that one come from? Oh, that was in the cassette, wasn't it? So while we're having a look at these, so I'm going to unwrap one of these. I love this style of cassette. I got some of these used. They were quite not in great condition. The case and the shell was okay, but the cassette tape itself, the tape itself wasn't brilliant. and that's why I wanted these, because I really do like the look of them. And since I've got two, we're going to do an unwrapping of one of these. Let's have a look on the box though first before I unwrap it. We've got the leader to look at there. I quite like these. I think these certainly weren't the entry-level models. They were, at least I don't think they were. Let's make sure they're the same product code. Yeah, so essentially they should be the same cassette inside, usually. So you can have a read of that, and very nice on there. Love the design of these things. So that's very nice. So we're going to unwrap one in a minute. I'm going to decide which one to unwrap based on which one is the best condition. I'll keep that one wrapped for the time being. Let me have a quick look off video. Okay, that one's already pre-torn for my convenience, so that's going to make it easy to get into that one. So let's unwrap this one. So the wrapper actually doesn't contain much information at all. So once it's unwrapped, it's going to look more or less the same. Oh, that's minty fresh. Look at that. Oh, we've stopped. Let's have a look at this then. Oops, just recorded. So we're going to do the same with this cassette in a minute and see if this is the same. So the TDK FEs, at the end of the tape, or the beginning of side B, the tape is slightly damaged where it's spooled on. So you can see where it's connected there. You see this red clip. The tape goes under that red clip and is chopped off there. But where that is then a little bit proud when you wind it on, you see as it goes past, it's got a little bit of a ridge there. That actually creases the tape at the beginning of side B. It doesn't do the side A because the side A is usually all the way around. Yeah, it's the same. So it's the same as on the TDK. And I never noticed it. I only noticed it because when I put my playlist on these TDK FEs, I noticed there was a dropout at the beginning. It sounded like the cassette wasn't had been creased, but they were brand new. So I had a look, and then I worked out what was causing it. So I suppose the thicker the tape, the less of the fold you'll get, the less of a crease you'll get there. But the further on you get, the less pronounced it is. So I would imagine it's going to be the same on these Maxells as well. But we will have a look. So we'll fully wind that and have a look in a little while. So let's carry on with the unwrapping then. That is a good looking cassette. As I think I said in the previous video, cassettes, when you record a decent cassette on a decent cassette deck, the sound is good enough. It's good enough for me with my aged ears, and it's good enough for everyday use for me. I like listening to cassettes when I'm working in the office. I can put them in and then listen to both sides. It's 90 minutes, an hour and a half, without having to worry about finding another playlist or anything. But it's the physical media that I like, the tactile feel of it, the way it sounds. I can't really tell much difference between a well-recorded cassette and a streaming service. There's not much difference to my old ears, to be honest. Not in the environment I'm listening to. I mean, you probably can't hear it, but even with the windows closed, I can still hear an A road close by, the traffic on that, and my tinnitus. It's not like I've got super accurate hearing. So there's a little bump there, probably a bit of dust under the label. So for me, it's more about the tactile feeling and the fact that when I get my cassettes out, I don't have to wait for it to switch on and then do an update before I listen to anything. And I don't get loads of notifications getting in my way either. So we've got non-abrasive head cleaning leader tape. So I don't know how it cleans if it's non-abrasive, but it might clean up your heads a little bit as you play the leader. And it tells you what side you're on. You can tell, though, because there's a label. And it shows you the direction of travel, and it's a 5-second queuing time. So what typically I do, it's just one of those things I did back in the day to maximise the tape, recording on the tape. I wind it forwards to there, because that's where the erase head will be, that's where the record head will be, and I'll start my recording there. But on this, what I could do is just press record, count 5 seconds, and then start this source playing. and it would have the same effect. So let's wind this forward and see if this has the same damage as those TDKs. Right, no auto stop on this one, but there we go. I did stop it part way through actually because it was making a bit of a racket, but I think that was the cassette player rather than the tape. So let's have a look. So we've got B on the leader now. 5 seconds in. Ooh, that doesn't look very nice, does it? Oh, so that's pretty poor. The start of side B. So I wonder why it looks like that. So let's have a look at the spool and see what's going on with the spool. Oh, it's really hard to see. Let's focus in on there, a bit of a zoom, see if we can get right in there. Ooh, you can probably see it better than I can because I'm looking at it on my phone camera. Okay, is there anything in there that's not level? So that's where the tape is clipped in. Can't really see it on this one. So there's the clip, it's clipped in, and that is normally why there's a little crease, because the cassette tape doesn't lay flat. And I can't see why that would make that would look, what would make that indented like that. That must be just on the tape. Yeah, so how bad is it? It's getting close. I'm still winding in the right direction, yeah. So you can see those lines there at right angles to the tape. There where the indentations where it's clipped in on the spool, and it just makes a little crease in the tape. But these little dimples, I don't know what's caused those. I can only imagine that's from the manufacturing process. Obviously this tape's never been used, so I've just unwrapped it. So let's see how far it goes. Yeah, so it's getting less and less now. I don't know whether that will make any difference to the quality of the recording. I'm pretty sure that's not happening in my cassette winder. I think that's a problem with the tape. So we're still seeing it a bit there, and I'm winding quite a way on. I'll find out how long this is in a minute. I've got a cassette player, a cassette deck with a real-time clock on it. So I'll be able to tell how far in we've gone. Yeah, it's much less now, but it's still not brilliant, is it? So let me wind it forward a bit in the winder here. Right, so now still a few little marks on there and there, but that is as good as that's acceptable, I think, at that point. Still a few little marks on it though. So let's see how far that is in. You can see it there. So I'll just find out how far through the tape that damage has finished. Right, so it's 2.5 minutes. So on these Maxell S-LN 90s, LN stands for low noise. I saw that on someone else's video, I think. So are these screwed? Yeah, these are screwed, so there you go. Nice shoulder. The first 2.5 minutes of side B on these ones, there is some damage due to a manufacturing process. I'll look it up on some other cassettes at another time, but for now that is it. Time for me to rewind this all the way back to the beginning, ready for use soon. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.